Hi, my name's Stephan, and actually I'm going to be a sophomore at yoga school. And the project that I did was a smartphone charger powered by heat. So in this I have the heat source as a heat gun, and that will be going to charge my phone. And the specific components that are important, I have the TEGs, which turn the heat or the absence of heat into electricity. So the cold side and the hot side. The TEGs generate electricity based on the difference between the cold side and the hot side. So I have the cold side, which is facing down on a heat sink, and the heat sink is cooled because of the water in the plate. Then the hot side is exposed to the heat gun and the heat generated from that. And then that goes through the step-down regulator, which takes whatever voltage greater than 5 that the TEGs generate, and it steps it down to 5 so it can go through a USB. And that will just connect to your phone, and it should charge from there. And I think one of the major challenges that I had in this project was kind of having a map ahead of you and seeing where you're going to go, because I learned many things along the way. And it was also just hard to know exactly where your next steps were going to be and what they entailed. And just a demonstration of how it works. So it's basically just a current flowing through here and then going into your phone. So as the TEGs heat up, more electricity is generated. It goes through this. Now it goes down to 5 volts, so it can go through the USB, and then it should charge the phone more. And I can see that the phone's charging. And that's how it worked. And I think if I was to take some next steps, I think I want to create an enclosure for the TEGs. Just because if you were to have a real world application, you wouldn't necessarily have the heat source coming from the top. Most likely you'd have a candle or a campfire or a stovetop that would be generating heat from the bottom. So I'd want to create an enclosure for something like that, so that you'd have the heat source coming there, and then you'd have the water and the cooling coming from the top. And then I think also just creating an enclosure for the wires, just so that there isn't a chance for shorting anything. And I think overall I really learned a lot through BlueStamp. And I found that I really liked kind of just creating circuits and kind of tinkering with things. But I don't really have so much of an interest in computer science and coding, which is why the project didn't have any of that in it. But yeah, and I think I learned a lot through BlueStamp, and coming in I didn't really know a lot, but coming out I think I've gained a lot of information and knowledge just based on engineering.